Winde says while there is a constructive relationship with the Provincial Police Commissioner and he commended the many hard-working officers that do their duty, there has for many years been little to no improvement in the policing resources allocated to the province. Community Safety MEC Albert Fritz presented the report and highlighted key issues. The greatest concern remains the number of police officers deployed within the province. The PNP shows that there is a shortage of over 11,700 officers on the ground. Fritz says in the last 2 years there have been no new recruits, while hundreds of highly skilled police officers retired from the service. The national ratio of police officer to citizens is around 1 in 400, but Fritz says in the Western Cape, this ratio is 1 to more than 500. The successful prosecution of cases is another area that is greatly lacking, as there is a shortage of 548 detectives in the province.
57% of detective commanders have not completed the requisite training. 57, more than half, almost 60% of it have not, finished their commander training. And 45.8% did not complete the basic detective learning program. Now, so you promote a constable from visible policing to the detective, a very specialized unit, but there hasn't, 45% of them did not have the basic training in doing how to deal with cases and case loads and how to investigate crime scenes. And the top 20 stations for reporting domestic violence, and this is a frightening statistic, 74% of the detectives had not undergone the 5-day domestic violence training course.
Winde says he's waiting for the police minister, Bheki Cele's promised visit, and says his statement that the Western Cape has the lion's share of resources is untrue. During an imbizo on Friday, Cele insisted that the province is prioritized for policing resources.
It's the first province where we created an anti-gang unit at a very high expense. This province is one with the taxi task team. This is a team that in a minimal way we are looking very closely on the question of kidnapping. So we really work, and we are completely blind on the question of geography, while all our eyes are open on the question of making the people of South Africa, including Western Cape, in particular Cape Flats, safe.
Referencing the national policing budget, Winde says the province is 4th on the list in the country on budget alone. He says the 8th edition of the PNP highlights the same issues it has since its inception. With around 3,000 murders annually, Winde says the province is in dire need of SABC resources.
So we'll put this back on the table again. We'll send it back into the standing committee, and the next year, so now the 9th document will land on the table of the minister to say this is still the situation in this province. But I'm pretty certain that we will have a cabinet decision rider on the back of it saying, and we are now going to reinstitute that intergovernmental dispute, because we are not being consulted properly on the distribution of resources across South Africa. We are not given what we need in South Africa. We need to make sure that this province gets its fair share.
Police Ministry spokesperson Lorenzo Temba says they stand by the statement issued on Friday, in which Cele said, among others, the province is the most resourced. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Cape Town.